Gaming is expensive. Gaming is now very expensive. Considering that now all these gaming companies are raising the price of their consoles and their video games. Yeah, man, freaking Xbox today revealed that the consoles will be getting price hikes freaking today, like starting today for the consoles. At least the prices of the consoles will be way more now. Like, just to get like an Xbox Series X or S or no X, freaking I don't know, Xbox Series X or like the best one or like whatever, you gotta pay like $600 now. Freaking they haven't done it yet. Oh well, they're going to start doing it this holiday season, but starting this holiday, freaking Xbox games will be priced at $80 now. Like, and I really just wanted to come on here and talk about this briefly and just kind of give my thoughts and opinions on it. Yeah, man, gaming is expensive. Gaming was already an expensive hobby, but like gaming now like is more expensive than ever. And it's not even just gaming that's expensive. Just freaking everything is expensive. The price to live is expensive now. Like, everything is going up in cost. It's ironic because everything is going up in cost except the actual salary or the money we make to actually, support ourselves and actually live. It's actually crazy. But just, yeah, man, the price of video games are going up, and I don't know, it's so interesting because I guess if you want to like it's crazy because Nintendo, it's crazy because I didn't even think Nintendo was going to be the first to, because we all thought GTA 6 was going to be the first to break the ceiling of like making a game like $80 to $90 to $100 or like whatever, but Nintendo was the first to do it. And I've been seeing a lot of and I guess on Twitter, I guess, I don't know, I don't know if it's like a hashtag or like if it's a thing of like it's like thanks Nintendo or like whatever. It's a lot of people are blaming Nintendo because obviously they were the first ones to break the ceiling of actually raising the price of their games to $80, and now Microsoft is following, but raising the pricing of their consoles and their games. And eventually it's only a matter of time before Sony reveals price increases on their games and their consoles as well. And I feel like yes, we can blame Nintendo, and obviously companies are gonna find any way they can to nickel and dime their customers and make as much of a profit as they can. And yes, that is like one of the factors, but I also don't think, obviously another factor to play is, I guess, tariffs. That's another thing that's freaking going on. Inflation, tariffs, that's another thing. I feel like it's not. I feel like it is easy to say, yes, this is Nintendo's fault, but I feel like it is a mixture of just, Nintendo, being the first one to do it. So that's, basically Nintendo doing it, is saying that like other companies can go ahead and do it basically. And then you have the tariffs that are, that probably play a role into all of this. And then you just have, companies wanting to nickel and dime their customers basically. And I feel like it's a lot. I feel like it's all of those things. And it sucks because it's interesting because I feel like this doesn't really cross a lot of people's minds, but maybe it does. But for me personally, when I just think of like all these price increases and all these like games becoming way more expensive, I just think of like the parents who have to like tell their children who have to tell their children like, okay, So these consoles, like the new Xbox, I know you want the new Xbox, Timmy, or I know you want the new PlayStation 5, Timmy, but yeah, unless you have unless you got $700, $600 in that piggy bank, yeah, I'm gonna need you to stick with that PS4 and Xbox that Xbox One. But no, I just think of like just the average person, or like just like the parents who go out and like buy new consoles for like their children, and like, you know, for the holiday season, or like stuff like that. Like gaming is getting so expensive that it's literally like it's so expensive that it's too expensive for like a certain class of people, if that makes any sense. Like just like the average consumer, just like the average person, they're not gonna be able to buy all, like, you just, especially with like, and I said it before, like just like the increase of just the price to live, just grocery expenses, like house expenses, like all these different expenses that you gotta do, your taxes or what. I don't know, but just the price to live is so high that like, except obviously for like the die-hard gamers, obviously. And I've heard a lot of people say that like, since all these price hikes are happening, that like they're gonna retire from gaming, or they're gonna stop playing video games. Me personally, I do think there are some people who are going to get, because you're just gonna have to, a lot of people are gonna have to become way more stricter on what games they buy, how many games they buy, what they can buy, because yeah, man, a lot of people just can't afford to be buying a bunch of games for $80. Like, it's just not possible in today's economy. It's just not. And you're gonna just see a lot of people be more stricter on like what games they buy and what games they choose to play. And I feel like that is going to have an effect on these developers who are trying to get their games out there, and trying to get their games, make a profit from these games. And it's just going to be harder for them, because all these people are going to like be like, okay, so do I want to really spend $80 on this game, or should I spend it on this game, or just stuff like that also. And yeah, just, I don't know, the whole thing is just crazy, man. Yeah, but hearing this information definitely made me I don't want to say sad, but like it definitely made me more it definitely kind of makes this whole like situation feel more real, I guess, because for me, I mean, I guess we always knew that like things were gonna get worse before they got better, and we're really are in the trenches of it now. We really are seeing the effects of these things, and it definitely sucks, because I do try to see the positive sides of everything, and I try to, even though this does suck in everything, I do try to see the positive in things. I mean, yes, the just like the cost of video games are going up, like, and that does suck. But I also, obviously, there are things like Game Pass that are, a viable option. Like, obviously, you get to play a bunch of games day one for like a certain price, and that's great. I also think about just Steam, like the Steam sales like that are going on. Like a lot of the games that like I bought were on Steam, because a lot of the games that they sell are like dirt cheap. You can get games under like $10 to like under $5 even. Like some of the sales on Steam are like really good, and like obviously there are indie games that we can support and like everything like that. And so those are some of the things I think about when ever I become, I guess, become pessimistic about the whole situation. But yeah, man, we definitely are we definitely are in very troubling times for the gaming industry, and I do think things will get better, but I do think things are going to get a lot worse before they get better. And yeah, man, in terms of like, for me at least, I'm still gonna play video games. I still enjoy playing video games, even if I'm not gonna be able to afford every single video game because, you know, the price is increasing, like whatever. I still have like a backlog of games that I can enjoy and, you know, play. And just a lot of, there's just a bunch. Don't get me wrong. Like, yes, the price of games are increasing, and like all these new games are becoming very expensive, and all these consoles are becoming very expensive. But at the end of the day, we still have a ton of video games that have already been released in that you can already play, that you can probably get for cheaper nowadays, because, you know, games, you know, except for Nintendo, obviously, because Nintendo never freaking sells their games, you know, cheaper, but, you know, it's whatever. But yeah, man, this definitely sucks. But I want to hear from you guys. Like, what do you think of the whole, you know, Xbox raising the price of their games and consoles? And do you think Sony is next? Do you think, you know, when do you think Sony is gonna, you know, I don't even know how they're gonna do it. Are they gonna, like, because with Nintendo, like, you see, the thing with Nintendo is that, like, they didn't even, like, talk about the pricing. That's how you know that, like, that's how you know that, like, they knew they were gonna get, like, blowback from that. Like, that's, like, one of the things. Like they had that Nintendo Direct. They had all those games. They had all those they had all those cool games lined up and shown off, but they didn't talk about the price or the price of games or anything like that. That junk was, like, kind of just, like, you know, silently tucked under the rug until we found out about it. And then with Xbox, you know, it was just told to us. And with Sony, I don't know if they're gonna do like a showcase talking about this, or I don't know if they're just gonna, like, I don't know, but we'll see. But yeah, man, just let me know down in the comment section below what you guys think of this whole situation. And yeah, man, yeah, I will catch you guys in the next one. So yeah, bye.